Yeah, this is I.
How's it going, brother? My name is DJ Ramo out of Ashland, Oregon, from the Metal Mixtape, where we support local bands, global bands, and we just fucking love metal, dude, and we fucking love you.
Very good, sir. Well, we allowed to say fuck, piss, and shit, and all that cool stuff.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. No, fucking go for it, dude. This is where it's at. I want you to be yourself 100%.
Perfect.
Yeah, so first off, I want to say that I'm a massive GWAR fan. The first time I ever seen GWAR, I was 15 years old in 2004, and nobody told me that I was going to get blood thrown all over me. I went to school the next day with my fingers red, my eyes red, my brand new white sneakers red and everything, and I just want to say it's an honor to be in your presence, and I'm happy that you haven't annihilated me yet.
Oh, well, we'll annihilate you soon.
I love it. So, PUSTULUS MAXIMUS, I was reading into you a little bit, and I see that you joined the band, what was it, about 10 to 12 years ago, right?
A decade ago.
A decade ago. So before we get into the amazing new album, which is The Dark New Age, I have so much to say about all these great songs. I want you to tell me about the journey, the battles, the friendships and unity that you built with this band when you joined them, and tell me how that whole approach came by, them bringing your helm to the army.
Friendship and unity. I think you're talking about the wrong band. It's Mercers and hatred. But no, in all serious, I mean, 10 years, a lot of shit goes down. So, we were all, kind of AWOL from a master's army. So we are a renegade band of misfits in a way. And, we've kind of bonded together like orphaned children to take over the world. And I'd say we're doing a pretty good job of it at this point. The New Dark Ages so far is become a success as far as we're concerned. We're getting a lot of radio play. We're talking to new and interesting people such as yourself, Mr. DJ Ramo, and it's things are looking up for the band, and we're all excited to be here, to still be doing this. We're excited about the new record. But yeah, 10 years, man, that's a lot of fighting and it's a lot of fucking. It's a lot of heartbreaking as well. So, I mean, we've been through a lot together. As far as any specifics, it's just, I mean, I don't know, you name it, you can just Google search it and see, losing guitar players, losing a great odorous youngest,
yep.
The voice that can never be replicated, that can never be repeated. That's hard, man, but we've bonded together and championed on.
No, and that's why I asked you this question, because I remember when I was watching GWAR back in the day, it was like during the Mortal Corruptor, odorous era and all that. And when you first played your first show with the band, or had your first preparation, with this new group of individuals, did you feel any pressure, you had to go out there and just decapitate everybody? Tell me about your first show when you first embarked on this journey.
The first show, I don't know, I was probably drunk. Who remembers? But there's a little bit of a, of course, there's a legacy to live up to. That's very important to carry on. I was, being as a Maximus, just like Flatus, I was very close to him. So it was important to me to not only stand on my own 2 feet to carry the band forward, but to do his songs and his riffs and his guitar mastery to do it justice, and that's not only important to me, I think that's important to the fan base, and it's important to the band as well. So I mean, of course, the first couple of years, I think I probably spent more time kind of leaning more towards his style.
Yeah.
The late great Flatus Maximus, yep. And of course now that the band that we've done, this is my third record with the band, The New Dark Ages, and I think now you can hear the sonic difference. You can hear that this incarnate Dark Ages. They're similar, but again, they're different as well. You know, we did more experimenting on the new Dark Ages than we did with Blood of Gods, but different stamps in time. And I could go on and on about it. You know, Blood of Gods, you know, we were desperately trying to prove not only to the rest of the world, but to ourselves that we could still carry on and continue being a band, you know, because there was a whole risk of, hey, if it sucks, what are we going to do? We're going to hang it up and go back to work at Burger King, or we're going to keep on our quest of world domination? And we were happy with the results. We care not what the human opinion is on the subject, but as long as ourselves and our artistic core is satisfied, we will continue the bloodshed.
That is so damn important, and yeah, I completely agree. And before, because I do want to touch on a lot of new stuff I picked up on this album. Tell me one thing very quick about the GWAR fans. What sets GWAR fans different than other fan bases?
Well, most of them are felons. Yeah, that's something. You know, but I guess maybe we have that in common with, you know, the Insane Clown Posse. A lot of felonious groups, felonious fans. But the Bohab is something unique, man. It really is. It's very specific to us. You know, I don't see these same group of people at other shows. You know, it's the GWAR experience is something to behold, and it's more than just a stage and a theater show. To become, you know, the audience. I mean, they're very much a part of it. You know, we did a live stream during the pandemic, in which we had kind of like a mock audience. You know, just some homeless people and things like that. They were kind of on the streets, and I tell you, it was not the same. And so I kind of feel like the fans are an important part of that show. They're an important part of the experience. They receive all of the blood and bodily fluids that are expelled from the stage, and they absorb it. You know, so they're very, and not only that, they're absorbing, you know, the sonic audio waves put forth by amplifiers and PA, vocal microphones, and things of that nature. So, yeah, man, and just the weirdness. They're so weird. You know, they wear white to the shows. You know, some of them wear their own costumes. Some of them wear face paint, makeup. You know, so it's always an interesting sea of characters to behold. And, you know, and now, since people are getting older, some parents, they're terrible parents. They bring their children to the show.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm all about exposing GWAR to young children, but I tell you what, though, you know, when you want to see some titties in the front row, nothing keeps a woman from busting her titties out like a 6-year-old sitting in front of the barricade. That is pussy repellent.
Yeah, man. No, yeah, no, it could. I 100% agree with you on that. And you know what? I know your career. I looked into your career a whole lot. What is the difference of preparating before you go on stage for GWAR than it is for anything else you've played for?
Oh, okay. Before we go out on stage in GWAR, you know, it's usually just backstage and clumping together beer bottles and yelling at each other, you know, fighting about who's going to be lead singer. It's usually both our wins, you know, for that battle. And, you know, just who's going to get the spot right, who's going to sing what song. And, you know, we try to make sure there's a security meeting and detail. We don't want anybody coming up on stage. But, of course, every time you do a GWAR show, somebody that's not supposed to be there always winds up on deck. And then you end up having to, you know, we're heavily armed at all times. We have swords and axes and clubs. So it's like we quickly just dispatch them as soon as possible. So we can continue on with the show. I mean, because they're in its core, we're really just a rock and roll band. That's all we want to do. Just play some tunes and get some drugs, you know, and that's it.
No.
So there's just a bunch of Debbie Downers and Darren's that have to try to put an end to all that, you know.
Oh yeah, screw that, man. So Dark New Ages, I 100% agree with you that when I listen to this album, it was really different than a lot of other GWAR albums I've definitely heard. I mean, especially even like the guitar tones. the way songs were written for songs like Rise Again, and then you had like definitely like hit to the left of the ballpark type of songs with like Lizzie Hill with The Cutter, and then straight fucking madness with Motherfucking Liar, and and of course with your three big instrumentals, Starving Gods, Temple Ascent, and Deus Ex Monstrum, like you and I feel like guitar wise and musically, I feel like you covered so many aspects, but having that tone and still keeping that GWAR energy, like if let's just hypothetically, if there was a GWAR, a new fan that just got on the GWAR, and this is the first album they pick up, what would be two songs you'd want to introduce them to right away?
If they were to pick up the new record?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know.
Sorry.
I mean, I'd say, shit, Completely Thought, I think, is a good one. That's kind of there's multiple genres taking place within that one song.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think that, it's kind of like, I don't know, there's a little bit of a pop-punk aspect to it. There's a Judas Priest inspired solo in the middle of it, so I think that covers a lot of ground just right there. And it's very different than other GWAR songs in the past. One, obviously, featuring Blothar the Berserker on vocals rather than Odorous. That's a big one. Their styles are very, very different. And so another song, I don't know, to be personally self-indulgent, I would say Bored to Death. That's because I sing on that one. But but again, it's hard to just say two. Everything on there is so far apart. But I'd say maybe Completely Fucking Ratcatcher or Completely Fucking Berserker Mode. But but either one of those, I mean. Like Ratcatcher is, it's kind of continuing the traditions somewhat of songs like Rock and Roll Never Felt So Good, and even as late as I'll Be Your Monster, to the point that it's kind of a more poppy tune with a darker undertone. Now, obviously, Ratcatcher, the subject matter is much more dark than I'll Be Your Monster was.
Yeah.
But as people are dismissing Ratcatcher because it sounds so poppy, but it is about it's about kidnapping, taking someone's children as payment for an unpaid debt. I don't know how much more cheerful that can really be, but that is, I would think that's supposed to be pretty dark, unless humanity is just growing accustomed to child abduction. But I think that's a perfectly reasonable way to satisfy a debt. As the court systems fail, I'm sure as many contractors know, there's just people just look to get out of paying all the time for odd jobs. And if you stiff GWAR, we're gonna fucking ruin everything that you've ever loved in your life.
Fuck, dude. All right, I better fucking put out this interview on time. I better do everything on time because I don't want you looking for me.
No, you do not want that.
The New Ages. I hope everybody in Ashland, Oregon, around the world, around the universe, checks out this album. You know what? You're playing these shows. You're playing these festivals. You've had a big career. I've looked into your everything about you. Sticking to GWAR. Is right now in your life, as you look back at what you've accomplished and what you're doing now, is it everything you expected it to be? Like when you're like a younger person and like you want to accomplish these dreams and play these shows and everything, like looking back at your life now, is being like the rock star, the musician playing rock and roll, inspiring people, is it everything you thought it was going to be?
Oh, it's much, much worse. It's much worse. What other job can you show up to hammered all day, every day? But this one, and I didn't expect to see so much tragedy in my time. I thought it was all going to be is and heroin, but it's not. You know, it's devastation and loss and suffering and foreclosures and alimony and child support. You know.
Yeah.
But fuck it. What else are you gonna do? Go back to work at Burger King? I mean, come on, man. It's awesome.
Fucking metal.
That's it. You know, what other job can you go out and murder people on stage and get away with it?
No other job but GWAR.
I mean, the only other person that had a job as cool as GWAR was Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh my God.
Oh, did I say that out loud? I meant Jeff Bezos. Right. Sure.
Oh, I fucking love you, man. I love to hate you. You're great, dude. You're amazing. Pustulus Maximus, I want to thank you so much for being on my show, The Metal Mixtape. You have been great. You have been wonderful. I don't want to take too much of your time, so I'm going to shoot you 3 quick questions we're going to burn through super quick. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. If you could choose your death, but it had to be by somebody in a horror movie, who would you choose to kill you, and how would they do it?
Holy shit. Street trash. I would drink Viper.
I like it. If you could choose one weapon to destroy the zombie horde, what is your one weapon, Ollers?
Lawnmower.
Yes, that is fucking awesome. What is one band you think is overrated?
Portable Cyrus.
All right. And last but not least, Pustulus Maximus. Can you say, this is Pustulus Maximus, and you're listening to the Metal Mixtape?
This is Pustulus Maximus of GWAR. You're listening to the Metal Mixtape.
Bro, you are fucking awesome. I am honored and privileged for this. I know. I already fucking said it. Shit. Bro, all right. You already know what it is. I'll see you later. Be safe. Don't kill yourself before the next show, and it was an honor.
All right. Pleasure is all yours.
Bye, brother.